Hi, welcome to Chapter 11 of Health Promotion, Disease Prevention. I'm Jeremy Whitaker, and once again, let's get started. So Chapter 11 is basically a whole marketing class condensed down into about 10 pages. So it really just hits the high-level stuff. So, of course, what is mass media is where we'll start. Of course, media is pretty much what you think it is. TV, film, internet, social media, cable, Netflix, basically any way that you get information that's distributed to a large group of people, so books and that type of stuff. So again, large distribution of information, whether in visual or print format or audio, even radio. Of course, why is mass media important? One, it shapes our perception of the world. It's a lens to the rest of the world. We know what's happening in the rest of the world through media. Conversely, they see what's happening to us. We share information. Information is shared with us. Another part of it is that mass media tends to lend credibility to statements. Somebody is famous because they've been on TV, or they're considered an expert because they've appeared on TV shows to talk about something. So again, it both gives credibility, and credibility is kind of given to them. And then, of course, back to social learning theory, observational learning, that people learn through the experiences of others, including that which they see on TV, both positive and negative reinforcement. So a lot of the chapter is about communications campaigns, saying we have a message, a health message to give. How do we spread it? And so this talks kind of about, again, who, how, what, and when in the first part of the chapter. And of course, then at the end, for some reason, says, then we use formative research to determine what those things are. So identifying your audience, what the best way to reach them, whether it's radio or TV or press conference, what the channel. Of course, what messages you're going to try to communicate. Media messages have to be very, very simple. You think of a billboard, you get 7 words, basically 7 words to communicate your message. So again, usually 1 or 2 bullet points. You can think messages have to be very, very, very simple. Of course, sequence is basically how you're going to put the campaign together, when you're going to roll things out, how you're going to, basically a sequence, the least important part, but trying to kind of put things in an order. So again, the steps to putting together a campaign, very similar to what you've seen for putting together anything. You plan, you figure out what is it you want to say, and then you develop your message. You pre-test your messages, kind of like the formative idea. Now, pre-testing, for example, I used to run Quitline, and when I'd want to do a new commercial, I couldn't shoot 3 commercials and I didn't have a budget for them to shoot 3 commercials and pick the best one, so I would have them develop 3 scripts, give it to a focus group. They would talk about the scripts and what in those messages resonated with them. We'd pick the best script and then tweak it. Of course, then you implement, you do the thing, and then of course you see if it worked. Now, this can be really, really hard in media, trying to figure out, did it reach our audience? How do you test that? How do you find out? Do you look for behavior change? Do you just poll audiences to see if it's familiar? Obviously, they can pull data about when it ran and how many people watched the TV show. So you can get data on that side, but looking for the impact of media campaigns can be very, very difficult. And then a few other concepts from the chapter. Branding. Branding is important because it kind of skips some steps. You see a commercial with the golden arches, you know that it's a McDonald's commercial. You kind of know what you're in for. You don't have to kind of put together, who's telling me this message? So branding is important. Logos and symbols, things that kind of reoccur, keeping things consistent through, the website and the ad. So branding is very important. It simplifies your message and allows you to talk about what you want to talk about and not spend time identifying who is it that's giving the message. Talks about media advocacy, and it's basically a way of reaching the media and trying to get the media to pick your message up. And it actually focuses on 2 ideas, actually not in the book. Paid advocacy, which is, again, when you pay money for a commercial or a billboard, and earned media, things like, letters to the editor, and when you hold a press conference and you end up on TV, those things are free, but they're harder to get, and you can't guarantee on them. And then the last part of the thing talks about audience selection, because when you're going to put your message out there, do you want to focus on individuals? Do you want to focus on kind of the key individuals, kind of a social networking thing? Or do you really want to try to hit the high-level folks? People who, instead of advertising to students, maybe you want to advertise to principals and get them to change things at their school. So again, different ways of targeting your message to accomplish the same goal. So let's talk about the assignments. Assignment 11 is you're going to look at two different ads and look at a worksheet. Assignment 12, you're going to do a global health pioneer. You're going to write about 3 or 4 paragraphs about them, and those are, again, listed on Blackboard. And then there's no homework for assignment 13. We're done after assignment 12. And then discussion boards, we have week 11, week 12, and 13, and you'll see those online. That's it, and I'll talk to you soon.